Alrighty. Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. We are in the Super Hornet. That's right, we're in the Super Hornet today. And let me close this window over here. Perfect. Alright, and get my cursor back. Where is my cursor? There we go. Alright, we are on the Super Hornet. That's right, look at those intakes. This is a Super Hornet. And look, I even got my name on it. Right. You can't really zoom in right there, but there I am. So perfect. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have it paused. So inside, the only difference is the UFC. It is touchable, but just never turns off. So the plane is off, so we're going to go ahead and get started. But it is indeed a Super Hornet. It's based off of the normal Hornet. Just the exterior, but we do get to carry a little bit extra. I've been playing around with it a lot to figure out what pylons actually work. So I've got fuel tanks on the center line and then the two inward pylons, and I'm able to use that and I get that extra fuel. I also have on pylons, I think that's 8 and 7 and 2 and 3. I have Mavericks and Sidewinders, and those are all usable. Now, if I put like air missiles on pylons where the fuel tanks are, they will not always fire, but they will if they're on those pylons, so that's great. So not only do I get the fuel, I also get to have a full loadout, so that's great. I also have a new sound mod in, and it's not going to sound like the typical Hornet, both starting up in the plane, in the air, in third person view. It's a different sound and it sounds really, really good. So let's go ahead and get started. So we got the APU on, but we got to get the right engine started. Super, super cool. I really enjoy this mod. Same startup, everything inside is the same though. Nothing was touched other than the UFC.
One is RTB at 3000.
Getting a little laggy in my cursor there. I've found that I don't really get too much of a performance hit, but this is my first time streaming with it, so let's see
Roll left.
how that goes.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Okay. Yeah, my mouse is like a jumpy, which has never happened, so that's fun. That's the joys of streaming, is you find things out for the first time when they happen. So we got a target that will go, we got a run, or an airport that has some planes that we want to hit, and that is going to be the goal. Also, my track IR has been really, really fucking with me lately, and I don't really know why. But as you can see, we got, an extended amount of fuel, which is great. I did lower the internal fuel. I actually really didn't actually have to. I originally was planning on putting on a AMRAM on the cheek, but I decided not to, and then I forgot to put the fuel back, so that's what's my fault. But yeah, my track IR has been really weird lately. It's been doing this jumpy shit with me. Not really sure why. Let's get that left engine started. We will have a wingman. AI. Let's go ahead and get IFA, arm the chair. That looks all good, that looks all good, this looks all good. Since, they never really like to respawn, but let's...
Dodge 1-1. Request startup.
Okay. Come on, truck guy, stop being a fucking idiot.
Dodge 1-1.
We'll let those C-17s go by. And with this mod, you get both the Echo, the Foxtrot, and the Growler. And there is a Growler out there right now. Let's see if we can get to him. There he is. And that's the Growler. There's also a ton of civilian planes that are going to be flying all through their destinations. You know, here in Beirut, Damascus, up in Turkey. These are all going to be taking off at different times, landing at other airports, so just adds a little bit more of a realistic effect to it. So let's go ahead and start moving. I'm going to take my wedding ring off. I don't like flying with my wedding ring on for whatever reason. I don't like the way it feels against the throttle, so I always take it off. I found that, obviously if that was a normal Hornet, I'd have no lag with it. I found that I think it's the Foxtrot version gives me the most amount of lag, surprisingly. And if you mix up and you have a bunch of the different types, it can give you a lot of lag compared to just having the normal Legacy Hornet, but it's kind of the price you pay. So if that's something you're comfortable and okay with, then you're golden. Oh, I forgot to put civilian traffic on. That's alright. But you can hear that the sound's a little bit different on the inside, which is awesome. Hey, Wannabe King, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. That's pretty fucking cool. So there's that Growler up there. Let's go ahead and touch my track there. Leave that. Okay. Hopefully you can't hear Lily barking. Those are the two Blackhawks that were taking off from here. I didn't highlight those, but just add a little bit more immersion. So we'll line up it and wait. Actually, civilian traffic may be on. This is from a previously made mission, and it just altered a little bit of it. I do wish that this UFC looked better. Everything else about the plane honestly looks really good. Honestly, it doesn't look like a cheap little mod. I will say at the end that part does, but.
Dodge 1-1, request takeoff.
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna respond. They never do. So we'll line up and wait. And sometimes if we wait long enough, they'll give us clearance. And I should have wake turbulence on, so I don't want to go too quickly after that big ol' C-17. See if he gives us clearance. Come on, buddy. Anything? 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 I'll give him 5 more seconds. 5. Nope. Okay. There we go. You can hear that sound already. It's different. It's not the normal Legacy Hornet sound. Alright. Here we go. Wheels up. Flaps up. Get rid of that. That's a little bit of turbulence right there. Once we get up, I will explain another part about the plane that isn't my favorite. But there is always a slight, a little bit off of the trim. So, looks like I'm a little low in the seat right now. So you can see the center line right here. Now, if I line up perfectly on it, it will always drift one way or the other. So slightly. As you can see, I'm not touching the stick. it's starting to drift. Now, if that goes unmanaged, the plane will continue to keep going and going and going. Now, if I trim, I do one trim to the right, it doesn't balance it out, it just starts going the other way. And it's not anything where, you know, I have a dirty loadout. Like, I'm symmetrical. Everything is symmetrical. I have nothing on the cheek. So, unfortunately, it's just kind of a bug. I did raise that concern in their Discord, but didn't really get much feedback on that, so it is what it is. So it's one of those things that, unless you want to put it in autopilot, which I typically don't like to do, I like to fly the plane myself. Okay, so we are en route to our target. And then if anybody decides to join the chat, I'll let you guys decide where we go. We can go to Turkey, we can go to Beirut, we can go back to Akrotiri, we can go wherever you guys want. We can go to Damascus. I mean, if you want, we can go all the way to Iraq. We can make a pit stop, refuel. I don't have any tankers in the air, because I suck at that. So, that's that. Let's see my wingman. I think I just saw him. Yep, there it is. So we'll go ahead and climb to Angels. We'll start with 25 and go from there. But yeah, that little bit of a trim off, it can be quite annoying. And also, you can tell that it's white. It's not green. I don't know if there's a way to change that, to be completely honest with you. I don't mind the white, though. So. We have a lot of civilian planes, so I'm not going to actually worry too much about radar. What I am going to pull up is fuel. Let's give a little instruction. And just to show that this still works, so if I want to go to 305, which is what it's already at, now we're on 305. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to work like that, so whatever, you know.
Flight to Wedge. Roger.
That's 20,000 feet, and that's the TK press low. I have looked up the flight manual. You're supposed to cycle the bleed air, but it's an air that you'll always get in DCS pretty much once you reach 20,000 feet going up or down with the Hornet. So. And you can see the moon's out. It is currently about 412 in game. Well, not about. It is 412 in game. So let's get a little bit of that sound. Hopefully we're not. It sounds really good when you do low and slow passes. We'll go ahead and climb to about 30,000. What's that down there? Are those the C-17s? So what we'll do is when we get somewhere, we'll do a low pass, and I'll do a free camera view, and we'll pass on the ground. So VFA 25. Captain Ryan Shifty Burke. I didn't change the tail though. I didn't change that. Or on the wings, but that's what it is. So we're getting to 30,000 feet. I didn't put Fog of War on, so we can. Oh, actually, maybe I did. Looks like I did. So there's over at Shirat. This is where we're going. But you can see all kinds of planes. Looks like we got an A320 lined up. It's a United. There's another United going. So they're going all kinds of places. So let's see what else we got. So we got them. Already got some A320s in the air. Coming out of Turkey. Looks like this 737 is taxiing. Let's let that livery load. So this is in Turkey. It's a UPS. I just like the immersion of having more planes just flying around, doing their thing. Actually, what we're going to do, since we are going to be doing a ground target, we're going to go ahead and warm up the MAV. Go ahead and start lowering the nose as we reach Angels 30. There he is. It's super cool having the Hornet, or the Super Hornets in game, and the Brawler. And then you can fly any of these. You could fly the Foxtrot, you can fly the Growler, the A-18E. You can do either of those. I just stick with the Echo because that's what I like to fly. So we're letting the Maverick load, warm up, so that way when we get to the target site, we're ready to go. Out over the Mediterranean right now with our wingman. So yeah, it's just a little annoying that you can't really keep the plane stable unless you put it into you know, autopilot or barometric hold or anything like that. But it is what it is. It's a Super Hornet. You can't complain too much. Just try to pull off the afterburners. Save a little bit of fuel. Looks like we got 53 seconds left for those MAVs to warm up. What is the difference? Between the two planes? So, in terms of functionality, I'm just going to speak strictly in game for the moment, is nothing. Basically, if you do your loadout right, you can basically carry one extra pylon of things. That is, if you are doing fuel on two of the pylons in the center line. Now, if you want to put weapons on all of the wing pylons, some of them won't fire. It just is what it is. You can't step between them. You can't select which ones to do. It is what it is. So basically, you have to use them for fuel, or otherwise it's not a guaranteed it's going to shoot. Inside the cockpit, nothing changes. The radar doesn't change. Nothing of that changes. It is still just based off of the normal Legacy Hornet mod. Or not mod, but you know, the module. That is what it's based off of. As you can see, this is all Legacy Hornet interior, except for the UFC, which honestly, I wish they would have just kept it. I mean, if you're going to change this, you might as well change the IFE, and they didn't. So, I wish they would have just left it as it was. I think it looks fine. You know, you're not fooling anyone that this isn't a Legacy Hornet, but it is what it is. You know, that's what they decided to do, so. Go ahead and try to get on that center line. On the exterior, that's where it changes. And it's just mostly looks. Again, if you do the configuration right, you can have a full fuel loadout with a Legacy Hornet, you know, 2 on each wing and the Sidewinders. So nothing of that changes. But the leading edge, that's larger. The Super Hornet's 33% larger. You can see the intakes are squared and not circular. It's definitely a bigger plane, but it does not carry more fuel in-game than the Legacy Hornet. In real life, it does. I think it carries about 50% more fuel. But, you know, this is got its limitations, so. We're just under 100 miles away. Let's see if anything else is going on. No one's taking off from Turkey. Looks like that 737 just took off. Let's see. Beirut's got a lot going on. Got this A320. It's another United. And that one taking off looks like Emirates. There it goes. Let's do one more. It looks like there's another A320. Looks like look like a UPS, but that would be a 737. Let's see if we can see what that is. It is a... What the fuck is that? I can't even tell what that is. Now I'm super curious. Or is that Emirates? Is that a Lufthansa? That's what it looks like. Saudi Air, Delta, United. Yep, Lufthansa. Cool. Very cool. Let's see where we're at. Obviously, we're still over the water. We are up here. So, actually, if we look off to our left, we might be able to see that A320. There he is. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and throw back on our HSI page for now. I know I have it on 2 pages. Well, this is technically the SA page on the bottom, but right now I don't have much need for anything else. We're not going to have a radar up because there's a lot of civilian planes flying around, and obviously I'm not going to start locking a bunch of different civilian planes. And then my electronic warfare page is kind of redundant as well because, again, no need to lock anything up. There's my wingman. He has a custom skin as well. Give me 1 second. My dog is barking, so. That's what you get when you have dogs. They bark. Alrighty. So we're 75 miles off our target, so we'll start descending. Don't necessarily need to be at 30,000 feet. There are some AAA, so we'll probably try to hit them at about 15,000. And again, we have the 4 Mavericks, so we got 4 shots. They are stationary targets, so I doubt the AI is going to recognize them and shoot at them, but we'll see. I debated putting a wingman on, and I decided why not. So we're just under Mach 1, so we'll do a pass. Very cool. Again, once we finish the mission, we'll do a low pass. Get to a 5%, 5-degree touchdown. Still got quite a few. I definitely messed up the timing of these, so I wanted to scatter them. I did that in Turkey. They're scattered. But you can see we got a lot going on. That 747 is pretty low. 4,000 feet. Wonder where he's going. Looks like he's going to Turkey. Looks like we got some people coming in. Looks like we got the first plane coming into Damascus. Very cool. It's a Delta flight. Alright, 56 miles from target. It is Shiat Airfield. I hope I'm saying that right. Where am I? I'm getting confused. Alright. Shirat. So, we are on getting ready for target. I'm going to go ahead and flip on the Mavericks and start seeing if I can see anything with the seeker. Start off by seeing if I can even see the air base. Looks like that might be it over there. So go ahead and turn off port, line up, and start using the seeker. Probably a little far still, but we'll see what we can see. Little hard to tell. Let's see where we're at. That's the hard part when that's white and black versus when it's green. It's definitely easier to see. That is pretty dark. So we'll get lower in hopes that that will... I don't have a FLIR pod on, so we'll start slowing down. Also, when you do air brakes, it's not a panel above the cockpit. It's two of those, and on the wings. Those are your air brakes now. Which I would assume is accurate, but I could not tell you. Alright, let's hope. There we go. Now we can see it. Let's see. Yeah, it just gets drowned out by that white cloud. So the airfield is right there. I assume it's Shiat. No, it is not. We're looking at the wrong one. So let's go ahead and recage that and see if we can actually see the right one. Should be a little bit further off to the right. We'll go ahead and try to maintain our altitude here at 16,000. The scattered clouds don't help. That's for sure. Okay. A little bit more fun. Just trying to see if I can get visual on it. Looks like it's going to be below those clouds, and we're going to have a lot of cloud cover, so let's try to get below that cloud cover base. Again, we can take a shot at any altitude with these. The higher you are, it's easier to have, you give yourself more time, but also the lower we are, the more susceptible. The more that we can be hit by the AAA. I think there's 4 or 5 AAAs surrounding the airfield, and usually if you're around, if you're above about 8,000, 7,000 feet, you'll be fine. They won't really be able to hit you. So I'd like to stay above that. Yeah, it looks like the airfield is going to be right in that cloud cover. So getting visual is going to be a little difficult. So we see that there's some mountain cover, so it's right before that. I feel like we should be seeing it, honestly. Yeah, that cloud cover's a bitch. I mean, you can see the whole left DDI is just pure white from staring at that cloud. Again, trying to get visual. We can do multiple sweeps. There are no fighter aircraft at this airfield. That's not to say none will scramble from others, but we're hitting bombers. I feel like it's right there. Right where this cloud layer is. I can't fucking tell. Let's see. So hard to tell. Let's turn down the HUD brightness a little bit. Of course, it's going to be underneath this cloud. We're already at 11,000 feet and got to drop even more. So, yeah, I don't like this. This is not ideal, but it is what it is. Maverick can't see through the clouds, so we're going to have to drop low. We're 15 miles out from the target. We are pretty fast, so I'm going to slow down and try to give myself some more time. But, yeah, the clouds were in the about worst spot possible. So hopefully we can break through really fast here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We're already at 8,000. Still falling, still in the cloud. Alright, we're starting to get a little bit clear. But we're still not fully clear. Trying to get visual as we're dropping out. There it is, okay. So let's go ahead and... there we go. There's some planes. I know there's some over here as well. We'll hit these first. Come on, baby. Lockable. Lock on them for me, please. There we go. Alright. Gotta be cautious of that AAA. Let's take off this screen. I want to see which one I'm on. Yep, that'll work. Let's go ahead and try to get another shot off. I don't want to retrim the plane. Just trying to fight through it. Getting to the point where AAA is going to start becoming a concern. There we go. That's the second one. Perfect. Alright, let's climb. Track. I've never seen that. Yep, there's that AAA. So let's get ahead and get out of here. Get high. Yeah, we're low. That's the hard part. You get to the clouds. AAA is still coming up. Alright, we're good. You just get above those clouds, you can't see anything. But there is an opening here, so we might be able to stay high and attack from this side without having to worry about the clouds. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and pass off to the right a little bit. So we got 2 Mavericks left. We hit 2 of those. So why don't we go ahead and pause it, free camera it, and come back around and see what we hit. You can see how low that cloud cover is right over their airfield. So we can see some smoke and some fire. So we hit those first 2 Russian nuclear powered or nuclear capable bombers. So there's 2 of them there. Again, we have 2 Mavericks left. Ideally, it would have been nice to hit 1 and 3. And then there's some down here, some bigger ones. There's 3 of them here. So they're pretty well spaced between 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3 are pretty close. So I might be able to try to hit 2 and try to take out the 3rd one with it, and then just kind of go from there. But again, it's going to have to be a quick shot just because the weight of it really pulls me off, and I don't want to trim and then untrim it. So they kind of got to be quick shots. So honestly, I might take 1 shot at these and one at this one. Not going to worry about trying to hit AAA. You know, if there wasn't AAA, I mean, it would be unguarded, and I could just take gun runs at it. But I don't want to take gun runs because there are AAAs over here, over here, over here, over here. There's AAA everywhere. So, yeah, we're not going to worry about trying to take out those AAA sites. So let's see if we're far enough away. You can see. Might be able to. Let's try to get a little bit lower, and let's go ahead and do a high G turn. I'll probably also direct my wingman to take some shots. We'll see if he actually does. Alright, let's slow down. Let's try to get visual on the airfield after we get through this cloud. And really start slowing down. There it is. So we'll take that one shot here. There we go. Alright. Let's try to get a little bit more on that left side. That's good. Alright. And let's go ahead and do another run. Just because we're already pretty low, I don't want to get hit with AAA. There we go. Shack. Looks like we might have got the 2, which would be great. That would be the goal. So we'll go ahead and do another pass. Go ahead and... Come on. 20, please. Alright. So now we're going directly away. Let's go ahead and try to direct our wingman.
Flight. Engage target of opportunity.
Yeah, you might actually go after him. Oh, you know what he's going? He's going against the air defenses. That's great. Because then we will be able to do a gun run. That would be great if he does. Let's do a high G turn here. Zoom out. Just hopefully he doesn't get hit. Alright, slow down. Then I have to get lower through these clouds. Looks like I missed my opening there. But it's good that he's hitting these air defenses, because then we can do gun runs. Hopefully he doesn't just throw multiple missiles, though, at the same AAA site, because that would be a waste. Alright, there we are. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and uncage. Still gotta get through these. Just can't see him. Oh, he's going guns. Very good. Let's go ahead and recage. Can't see fucking shit. Come on, baby. Dude, I can't see a goddamn thing through this. We're still online, but I'm getting worried I'm gonna run out of time. Okay, there they are, there they are, there they are. Let's go ahead and try to buy myself some time. There they are. Oop. It's looking too close for my track fire. Let's try to hit that second one. Perfect. Alright. So all Mavericks are away. Let's see if we got the second and third one. Hopefully. Let's see, there's the Maverick. It's about to hit right now. Shack. Looks like it just got that second one. It's alright, still a good hit. Should be home field. Yep. Awesome, so let's go ahead and do a pause and assessment. That looked like an eyeball. So yeah, only got the second one there. That's alright. Might be able to do a gun run on that one. Let's see how we did on this one, though. This one's going to be interesting. So, ooh, wow. Okay, so it's damaged. Looks like they're both damaged. Looks like it wasn't a direct hit on either of them, but they're damaged. Good to know. So that one took a big brunt, as you can tell on the tail. It's got a bunch of shrapnel in those. Yeah, so that one's a lot more damage than this one is, but it's damaged, which means our gun run can focus on these. And we should be able to get 2 gun runs in and hopefully completely destroy those. The other ones are 2 completely destroyed, so awesome. That is great. That is great. And the fact that the wingman took out the air defenses is great. So, all right, let's go ahead and do a gun run. I'm assuming he got rid of all the targets. I don't see any AAA shooting at me. Okay, gun run number 1.
Altitude.
Came out on a bad angle.
Bingo fuel.
Seriously?
RTB.
Alright, that's fine. Hard to tell. We got a hit there. We're good on fuel. We're still at 9,100 pounds. That guy burned a lot of fuel. Let's do another run. Hard to tell I got a hit on that. But it was a bad angle, because anything that overshot, if I was on a good angle, it would overshoot and hit the other. But I came at a diagonal, so it was a bad shot. That's my fault. Why? You're on bingo fuel. You're not... Whatever. Fucking idiot. But as you can see, those pylons are now empty. All of them worked. So, very cool. It's kind of almost a trick to get more weapons with having fuel. You are very heavy, I will say. If I put that AMRAM on my cheek, I would be overweight with internal fuel at 100. Okay. Got a pretty big orbit, so just give us time to get lined up. Almost as if we're going to be landing on the runway, essentially. Yeah, that would be kind of... I guess in a way, if you really... Well, if you have weight on wheels, you might not be able to shoot the gun. I was going to say, you just land on the runway, taxi to the plane, and then just line up and shoot. But I think if you have weight on wheels, the gun won't fire. So, but that would be pretty fucking cool. You'd be pretty vulnerable if anything shows up, but I guess if you know nothing's showing up, that's not a bad idea. Alright, now we're better lined up. Still want to get a little bit to the right. Oh, we're looking good.
Altitude.
And then we'll probably refuel at one of these airports. We'll probably do Beirut, honestly. I like Beirut's airport. Okay. Gonna do a little boom. Probably too low. Yeah. That's alright. Okay, and looks like a hit. I think a hit. Yeah, I hit that first one, so that's good. Only 42 left. We'll save that just in case. And we'll arm it safe. Now, I have not done a land and refuel, so I know even in the Hornet, it has issues refueling it to the full capacity of the plane, you know, if you have tanks on. So I don't know how that is with the Super Hornet. But let's go ahead and do a low pass here, like I was talking about. We'll do a slow low pass, and then we'll do a faster low pass. Oop. Got a little lag there for a second.
Altitude.
Okay. Try to get a nice low pass, slow down, and hopefully stop the lagging. Don't know why it's lagging. Come on, game. Work with me here. Please. Okay, there we go. Works better. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pause it. We're going to go ahead and do a F11. Those are eyeballs. That's fucking creepy. Alright, we'll do the low pass here. We'll locate our plane and... Okay, we'll go back F1. And actually, let's go ahead and just make sure I'm not diving. And then we'll do afterburners on. Creepy eyeballs. Okay. Let's get a little bit further away. Go into this town here. Oop, wrong one. Alright, and unpause afterburner. It sounds so good. Looks like we're gaining altitude. We are. Let's go ahead and slow down for a minute. I don't want to go supersonic. We'll do one more. And we'll be directly under this time. And we'll try to get even lower. Let's go to altitude. Okay, let's go ahead and go speed brake off. And pause. F11, go straight out. Give it a little bit of time. And in this field right here, we'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Where am I? I don't see me. I got lost. Oh, there I am. Okay. And unpause, afterburner. Sounds so good. Alrighty, let's go to Beirut, and we'll probably call it there. So I know where we're going, but okay. So looks like there is already a pretty big queue of planes looking to land at Beirut. So Damascus does not have a line. You know what, we'll just land at one of the other runways at Beirut. That's what we'll do. Yeah, I love this audio mod. It sounds so good. Especially when you have afterburners on. So, we're pretty close to speed of sound, but we'll go afterburners real quick. Sounds really good. Alright, we'll slow down. I also think it sounds really good starting up. When you turn on the APU, it sounds really good. And when you close the canopy, it sounds really good. My point is, it sounds really good. So let's reach out to Beirut.
Dodge 1-1, inbound.
So I know that this runway is being used. So we can use, what is this, 1-6? Or we could use 3-4, but that'd probably not be the best idea. We might go ahead and try to land on 2-1 or on 0-3. We'll see. Kind of get there and make a decision. Because, unfortunately, and this is one thing that I really don't like about DCS, is that it will always pick one runway for landings and takeoffs, even if, like in Beirut, there's several runways. Even runways that are basically in the same direction, so it's not like a wind thing. So let's get a look. Looks like, damn, we got another one taxiing. And when they're taxiing, no one will land, and they'll just circle. So we got 1, 2, 3 circling. These guys took off. Looks like this one's coming in though too, so there's 4 lining up. We might go ahead and do a pattern and land on runway. Yeah, then we're kind of far out of the way. We might actually land on runway 03. I think that's what we'll do. Just makes it quicker for taxiing. Which we all like taxiing. Alright, we're starting to get in pretty close here. Let's try making our left. As you can see, we are just over the coast. And we'll go ahead and descend to about Angels 7.5. We'll see if we're still in the cloud layer at that point. Just with the planes in a pattern, I like to have visual on them. I know that they're lower, that they're about 2 or 3 AGL, but still I'd like to get visual on them. And we'll start slowing down as well. There we are through the clouds. 7.8. Yep, 7.5 will do just fine. Let's go ahead and center the brackets. So there is Beirut. Nope, just kidding. Beirut's over there. It's actually over there. Duh. Alright, let's climb up a little bit. Let's get to the very bottom of this cloud layer without going into it. At this point I'd like to be a little bit higher, but if you're not at basically 7,500 feet, 7,700 feet, you're going to have to be at like 12. And I don't want to do that, so I can also speed up a little slow. I know. there's 75, starting to get a little gray at 76. 77, you're starting to get into that layer there, so let's go ahead and dip down a little bit. Let's go to 76. And we'll hold at 76 for a little bit. Oh, go fucking figure. Clouds disappear. Go figure. Alright, so still have that one taxiing, which means no one's going to land. Okay. So basically the pattern we're going to take is we're going to come right through here, make sure that runway's clear, come back around, land on runway 03. Just have to make sure that no one is taking off during that time, because we will not get any kind of clearance for that. So, what is this guy? American Airlines. So we should have visual of the airport. We do. You can see the planes that are circling. And they are circling at an altitude of 2,100 feet, 3,900 feet, 4,000 feet. So. And that includes those C-17s that took off right before us. So they've been circling for a little while, but it's just kind of a DCS thing, unfortunately. So here's the airport right here. So this is the runway right here where everyone's taking off and landing, where these guys are going. And we're going to go through here, make sure that runway, no one's taking off, and we're going to land 03 right there. That's the game plan. And that's why I want visual, just because those planes are in a pattern, and also because you know, I want to make sure that no planes are taxiing to runway 17. Yeah. So it looks like right now there's only one. Every single one is basically taken off. I know I kind of fucked up the timing of that, but there's only 4. Let's see what those are. So we got an Air France, a United, a Qatar, and Air France. And it didn't sound like any of them were started yet. So that means we should be clear. Those guys will be landing, which I'm not going to worry about with landing on 03. So now, at 7,200 feet, there's those C-17s. That's an Airbus 320. So again, now that we're a little bit closer, this is the runway everyone's taking off and landing on, 17. This is 16. 03 is over here. We're going to land on here. Oop, got our little black screen thing. 03, then we're going to taxi up over to here. Keep forgetting I'm already in F1. So we're going to go and slow to about 350 knots. We're looking good on fuel. We're 600 pounds away from bingo, but we're at a good landing weight. Runway and taxiway look currently clear, so everything is gone. That A320 just took off. He is right where? Right there. A little white speck. Right there. So we also got to make sure that we're out of his way for his departure, because I'm sure he's going to turn this way. Make sure we're clear of all the other planes that are orbiting. take off the labels on them, so it makes it a little bit more challenging for me. Okay, I'm gonna start slowing down here. Again, get visual. See those planes that are parked up there. Doesn't look like any of them are taxiing currently, which is good. Good for me. It means we're good for our approach here. Continue to slow down and get to about 250 knots. I know they're going to tell me to land on runway 16, but I'm not going to do
Dodge
that.
1-1. Request landing.
So yeah, that A320 is already quite above me. So, all right, we are good. We are cleared. We're going to land on 03. Double check my landing stuff. Got anti-skid on, landing lights on, flaps not yet, but hook bypass is set for field. Very good, very good, very good. Alright. Make sure that my position, yep. Fortunately, there's not really a way to see around it. Even with track R, you kind of got to throw the throttle around. Alright. Looking good. Don't see anything taxiing, so we're good. Alright, we're below 250. Let's go ahead and drop the flaps to full. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. Wait for the indication. Left, right, nose, full. Good. Starting to slow. Put a little extra throttle in. Now that we got a lot of drag with the gear down and flaps down. Still got some altitude to lose. We're going to go ahead and start trying to lose now. Pull off the throttle. As the nose goes down, you typically speed up. Although the nose wants to pitch up right now. So 03 is right there. Double check. No planes taxiing. Nope, we're good. This would be a pretty cool view. I wouldn't want to live in Lebanon, but, you know, having planes flying over, that's pretty cool. And on the coast. This master caution for home fuel. Should be getting a bingo call out here pretty soon. Due to that, I overshot just ever so slightly. Come on, baby. Nice and slow currently. Let's get a little bit better lined up. Feel a little bit of the wind and turbulence. Feel that nose getting pushed around. Coming in for landing now. Yeah, traffic is on. Let's see the traffic going. You know, this feels so slow, and then you realize that commercial airplanes land at way less than this. And when you're in the plane, you feel like you know you're slow, but it still feels way faster than this.
Bingo.
There's bingo. Can you imagine calling out bingo like literally 100 feet from landing? Well, obviously we're further than 100 feet, but try to capture that center line. A little bit. Yeah, we're getting knocked around a little bit. That's alright. Yeah, it won't be a perfect center line. Air brakes. We're down. Nose wheel off. Capture that center line with the skyline in the background. Yeah, we're a little too fast to take that high-speed taxiway off. Just a little too fast to take that. That would have been nice to take, but it's not where we're at. So, all right, good landing. Now, I looked away for a second. My my HOTAS is really sensitive for my blah blah blah. My fucking things. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name for whatever reason. But they're very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. So, all right, we'll go ahead and take this taxiway off. Foxtrot. Let's see, the A320s, the 4 of them that have not taken off yet. And none of them have landed yet because of all the planes that were taking off. They weren't well spaced out by me. That's my own fault. Let's go ahead and put down the speed brakes. And slow down. Let's see. What taxiway? I know, so I wish they gave me taxiing way instructions. So we're going to cross here. Okay. So we're going to cross to Alpha. I mean, this is probably Alpha here, but we're crossing. It's just one of those things that just kind of bugs me a little bit with DCS. It's just the basic aviation stuff they don't really get. Like even, I mean, this map, or this airport, Beirut, is one of the best in DCS in terms of its taxiway signs and maps, but it's still lacking quite a bit, which is a little frustrating. You know, it's nice with Microsoft Flight Simulator where you get specific taxiway assignments when you're taxiing to the runway, and every taxiway is correctly labeled. So you can actually use real-world taxiway maps. But unfortunately with DCS, there's just not that focus, which is a little sad. But see, I wish I would have spaced this out a little bit so that this was more full and not just on the one side. But again, my own fault. I threw this together in a couple minutes, so. But now those planes should be landing here. Oh, there's one A320. He parked over here. Turkish Airlines. So one plane has landed. Another one should be coming in pretty soon. Look at these guys. Look how close they are together. Can you imagine? Air show with 217s in a Air France. Oh! Damn it, I missed the fucking thing. That's what happens when you don't pay attention, folks. Thankfully, the Hornet has high gain nose wheel steering. I gotta be honest though, I want to go back and watch that. So I know this is unlegit. I know that no one's really watching, so I don't really care. Let's go ahead and put the plane at a stop, and let's go ahead and spectate that because that was kind of cool. Can you imagine? Like you go to Midway International in Chicago and you just see C-17s in pattern with a A320. Again, it's just those little basic aviation things that DCS just doesn't get. And because sometimes, honest to God, like, I love DCS. I love, you know, it sounds like a little boy, like, I love doing air-to-air. I love air-to-ground. Like, I enjoy that. But sometimes, and a lot of times, I just like getting in the plane and flying around. And I know people can just go, oh, well, just go play Microsoft Flight Simulator. They have the Super Hornet. Like, yeah, but it's nice having weapons and a payload. And if you want to go do a mission, and there's pros and cons to both games. And honestly, I've been trying to play Microsoft Simulator, but it takes a bazillion years to download. And even if I left my computer on, although actually, I might try it again tonight because we moved a month ago, and it's a pretty bigger house than where we were at. Our previous house had about just over 1,500 square feet. Our new house has like 28, so we almost doubled square footage. And we have 4 bedrooms, so we have the master bedroom, then the guest bedroom where Anne likes to nap and sleep and do whatnot, and then the 2 other bedrooms one is my room, which is just for all my sports memorabilia, my gaming computer, my guitar stuff. You know, that's my room. And then there's also another room that Anne uses for studying and doing her school work and, you know, all that stuff. But this room is about as far away from the router as it gets. But we bought a Wi-Fi extender, and I have not tried it because, I mean, it was pretty bad. Like, I left my computer on one night, and I was like, okay, you know, it's taken forever, but I'll leave Microsoft Flight Simulator updating and downloading. And I came back the next morning, and it, like, jumped maybe, like, 7%. I was like, well, fuck this. I'm not just going to leave the computer on downloading this game for a week. You know, that's such a waste of electricity. But now that we have the Wi-Fi extender, I might try that again after this. Because I would like to, you know, I bought it for Xbox, but, you know, I can use it on here. You know, I'd like to fly around in the Super Hornet, and it, you know, it sucks you can't put anything on the pylons at all. You can't even put fuel tanks. But it is what it is. We'll go ahead and take this first hangar. Also, I will say I've noticed with the Super Hornet mod, it definitely does not have a good turn radius when you're not in high gain turning. Clear on both sides. And let's go ahead and put it to a stop. Beautiful. And it's the same procedures for starting up and starting down. We'll go ahead and see, now my mouse is doing that thing again where it doesn't want to like work. I mean, I don't want to work in real life, but fortunately I have to. Turn that off. Let's go ahead and turn these guys off. Turn that off. Let's go ahead and turn off the DDIs and the HUD. And come on. Come on, mouse. There we go. Turn that off. Let's turn off the CM. Dispenser to turn off the. Ooh, arm the chair, especially when you're in a thing. That should be the first thing you do. These are up. And let's go ahead and shut down the left engine.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Flight controls. Flight controls. Let's go ahead and get wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
Okay, and let's go ahead and shut down that right engine. Get out the hydraulic pressure. And wait. So one thing I'll do is I'll show the sound of the two things. I'll do the APU turn on one time, and I'll do this. See how different that sounds? It sounds good, and when you put it back down, the same thing. That is a different canopy sound, and it sounds so good. Now listen to the APU startup. See? Sounds good. And even the clicking on the battery is a little bit different. But alrighty, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for a stream. We bombed our airfield successfully, and we lived. Our wingman did not, because he was an idiot. But that is unfortunately his decision to be an idiot. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you decide to go back and rewatch this stream, leave a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and we'll see you next stream or episode.